And let's go to John in Chatham. What's up, John?
Hey, Michael, how you doing?
Good. How are you?
Good. The Yankees' plan is to have Wells as the leadoff hitter, your catcher. Michael, by August, his tongue will be dragging on the infield. Why would you have a catcher as a leadoff? I know to get him as many as bats, they're expecting a big season out of him. I expect a big season out of him. But to me, that makes no sense. I know.
Walk me through this, John. Why would his tongue be hanging out? So if he batted fifth, what's the difference? He's not going to run. He's never going to steal bases.
Well, yes, if he's leading off, he's like a leadoff hitter. He's going to be running.
No, he's not. See, but John, one of the reasons.
With Judge behind him, he's going to be running.
Well, you mean he's going to be running the bases, and when Judge gets a double? Yeah, of course. But,
absolutely.
But wherever he is, you hope he's running. You hope the Yankees score runs. But the bottom line is this. They don't want anybody leading off that's going to run. You might scratch your head and go, why? Because you don't want somebody thrown out when Judge is up. Judge is going to bat second. So Wells, they think that he can have an on-base percentage of 370, 380, and he's going to be on base for Judge. Now, I think the Yankees learned last year they can't run him into the ground, and I don't think he's going to lead off against lefty pitchers. They'll probably have somebody else lead off. But you say his tongue's going to be down on the ground. Even if he bats fifth, he's going to be running the bases. That's ridiculous. And I knew this was going to be brought up because I thought about it too. There are a lot of catchers in Major League history that have led off. Jason Kendall. You know, Yogi Berra led off at times. Roy Campanella led off at times. So it's not as unusual as you would think. It's just not. I think it's created by the Yankees. I really do. Let's go to Lang in Connecticut. Lang, talk to us. Hello,
Lang.
Lang.
Hi, Michael. Yeah, hi. I'm absolutely disgusted with the Knicks, and it's got nothing to do with their play on the court during the 48 minutes of a game, of any game. It has everything to do with the way they handle and exchange pleasantries with Draymond Green after last game.
Made me sick, too.
It's been eating away at me. It makes me kind of question everything about why I pour my heart and soul into a team that seems to not even care about one another. You know, when you look at the chemistry or the lack thereof and the lack of fit and how these folks are not tight-knit, all right, last year's team was. You got some guys this year that, to me, it seems like winning, and forget about winning and losing. How about just sticking up for one another? It seems like that's not even a priority to them, and I really feel bad for Thibodeau because he had a good thing last year, and we had a good thing as Knicks fans, and this year it's not there, and every loss that they have, it's a function of what you see there, and we can't get upset anymore as Knicks fans because it seems like these guys don't care whether they lose or win. And I'm tired of being upset.
Well, I mean, don't you think that's a big leap? They don't care about winning. Why wouldn't they care about winning?
Because they don't stick up for one another.
Well, I mean,
they stick up for one another.
Well, I mean, the one instance that we have of that, Lang, and I mentioned this at the start of the show, and it was sickening, is you know what Draymond Green said about Karl Anthony Towns, and they were barking at each other throughout the entire game. And then the game ends, and Towns storms off the court, goes right to the locker room, and his teammates are standing there hugging Draymond Green. Unacceptable. And if I was Karl Anthony Towns, I'd get in their face. Oh, you don't have my back? But to say that they don't get along, that's ridiculous. I think they're a very close team. And I can't stand when people say, well, they don't care about. How do you know what they care about? Why wouldn't any team care about winning? Every team wants to win. So, no, I don't buy that at all. Don't buy it at all. Let's go to Griffin in Connecticut, his first time on the show. What's up, Griff?
Hey, Michael. So the Yankees right now, he doesn't like with the pitchers, with the pitchers that they have right now. Do they have to go out and get one? Because I'm worried about Clark Schmidt. I know they say it's nothing a big deal, but he was scratched today from his start, so he's now something that I think to worry about because they're saying his shoulder isn't up.
Well, he was scratching. You're cutting in and out, Griffin. I'm sorry, I can't keep you with cutting in and out, but he was scratched from yesterday's start. He pitched the bullpen today and everything went well. And he told Jack Curry, the Yes Network, everything is fine. We're just being extra careful. We're not doing any tests or anything like that. It's nothing serious. But I agree. When somebody's shoulder is not bouncing back, it is a little bit of a cause for concern because he's injury prone. He just is. He's injury prone. So that worries me. And in terms of, they have to go out and get a pitcher, that you can't go to Costco and go to the starting pitcher aisle. That aisle doesn't exist. No one's trading their pitching right now. You have to somehow persevere and get closer to June, and something will shake loose on a team that doesn't have a chance. And maybe you can make a trade. But right now, what team is trading a good starting pitcher? That's why the trades that the Yankees made to get Soto, which I would do over and over and over again, they gave up a lot of their pitching depth. They gave up Thorpe, who was traded for Cease. They gave up King, who was just named the Padres starting pitcher for opening day. They gave up Vasquez. They gave up one more, too. I can't remember who the fourth pitcher was. And Higashioka. They gave up a lot of their depth to get one of the great players of all time for 1 year. So now that's coming back to bite them a little bit because their pitching in their system is probably not major league ready at this point. They'll get there, but at this point, they're not major league ready. Let's go to Chris in Minnesota. Chris.
Hey, Michael. How are you?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm fantastic.
Good.
So you asked about the 5 teams that haven't won a World Series.
You got them?
I think it was, so the Rockies didn't make it yet, didn't win one.
Right.
The Mariners haven't appeared in one yet.
Very good.
And then it was, now I'm having a brain fart. There was Rockies, Mariners, Tampa Bay Rays.
Yep. All right, so you got 3 of them. Nick in Nutley says he knows. Nick, who are the 5 teams?
Well, the Mariners have never been there.
Very good.
The Rockies have never won one. Tampa Bay has never won one. The White Sox have never won one.
No, White Sox won. White Sox won.
Oh, sugar.
Right, because remember, President Obama threw out the first pitch the next year because he was a big White Sox fan. Let's see if Steve in Staten Island has better luck. Steve.
Hey, Mike, how are you?
Good. How you doing? What do you have?
Good. Padres, never won.
Yep.
Brewers went there but never won.
There you go.
Rockies went there but never won.
Yep.
Seattle never been there, and Tampa never won.
You got it. Steve, you got it. I love it. Good job. Good job. I thought I'd throw that out there. Good job by Steve and all of our listeners. But it's amazing because Seattle has had really great teams, and they've never been to the World Series. Not once. The other teams that haven't won, they've been there. Milwaukee was there. Tampa Bay was there. Colorado was there. And the Padres were there. But Seattle never there. Remember, they won 116 games, and they didn't get there. That's why everybody thinks the Yankees have the record at 114 that they won in 1998. But then a couple of years later, Seattle won in 116, but none of that means anything. That's what Paul O'Neill told me. He never felt more pressure than in 1998. He said, if we didn't win the World Series, the 114 wins would have meant nothing. And I said, really nothing? But then I saw what happened to Seattle. Seattle didn't make it. The Yankees did to play the Mets in the Subway Series in 2000. And no one remembers that Seattle has the most wins in baseball history. A lot of people think that maybe the Dodgers could top that this year.